Okay, I will just run you through what we're going to be doing in this webinar and the purpose for having this webinar. I can see some of you are already our existing students who've got offer letters. Some of you are new, are looking to study abroad. And I just want to run this webinar to keep you abreast of what is happening, what is the current scenario with regard to COVID-19, and what are countries and universities doing to handle the situation so that students are not affected, right? So I'm going to share my screen. I hope you can all hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so I'm gonna jump into the presentation right away. So welcome everybody. I just want to start by saying I hope everybody's well, your friends and your family are well. We are all in this together. It's a difficult situation. We have to manage this well, personal lives, professional lives, and with regard to people who are wanting to study abroad at the moment. It's an uncertain time, but everybody's in the same boat. Yeah, nobody's in a different boat and trying to go the other side of the wave. We are all in the same boat together. So I just want to in this webinar. The structure of the webinar will be I will talk about what are the current updates from countries like Canada, Australia, New Zealand, the UK. Okay, mainly these because these are the 4 top destinations, and even a little bit about the US. Of course, we do not have students going to the US at the moment, but definitely to Canada, US, UK, Australia, and New Zealand. So I will keep you abreast of what's happening with these countries, and I will talk a little bit about some of the universities in each of these countries. Then I will talk to you a little bit about our agency, Study and Work Abroad. I will share some testimonials with you of our former students who've already gone there and doing very well for themselves. And then I will take a Q&A, okay? And there's a little poll at the end just for some fun. Okay, so I'm going to jump right into it. I'm just admitting a few more people. Just give me a second. Okay, I think we are up to as many as we can handle. Okay, so so the purpose of this presentation, like I said, is don't let your dream of studying abroad fade away. We are here to help you, and we're going to tell you how to handle the situation going forward. So in the chat box, I've put a couple of links. Okay, there are some links that you can access because of what I'm going to be sharing. Okay, especially links with regard to immigration news from Canada, New Zealand, and Australia. So please feel free to open those links. They're going to be shared in the presentation. Like these links in the blue, I put them in the chat box. So if you want, you can click that and understand what I'm talking about. So let's jump right into it. Firstly, Canada. Okay, now you have to understand that all borders are closed. The flights are not going out of India. No countries are allowing international flights into their own countries. So the May intake for Canada, the July intake for Australia, New Zealand is uncertain. May has definitely deferred. All students for Canada for May have been asked to defer to September. However, at the end of April, and just 2 days ago, they updated this rule. Canada has agreed and passed a new immigration law where they're saying that if 50% of the course is done online, that is while you are in India, and 50% of the course is done in Canada, you will still get your post-study visa for 2 years or 3 years, depending on what course you're studying. You understand, in Canada, if you study a 1-year program, you get a 1-year visa. If you study a 2-year program, or you study a master's degree that is 1.5 years or 2 years, you get a 3-year visa. Now, for some of you who are enrolled for master's degrees in Canada, who are planning to enroll for master's degrees, you obviously cannot travel to Canada right now. So the rule is you can start your program now online. So if you're starting in May, most of the May intake students have obviously deferred. So even if in September you are not able to travel to Canada because India doesn't have flights, they've not opened the borders, or Canada has not opened the borders, you can start your course online. You can do your first semester online. You can do your second semester online and complete up to 50% of your course online while in India. And you can then travel to Canada and do the remaining 50% of your course in Canada. And if your course has got a co-op or an internship, obviously you will do the course, the co-op in Canada or the internship in Canada. So despite of you having done the half 50% of the course in India, you will still get a 3-year work visa. So typically in a 2-year program, if you do 50%, that is 1 year in India and 1 year in Canada, you will get a 3-year work visa. And that's a good role that Canada has brought out for everybody's aspiring to study in Canada. Right? So that is what Canada has done. I will take your questions at the end. So if you have questions, put it in the chat, or we can talk after my presentation. My presentation won't take more than 15 minutes. Yeah. Okay. So let's go to the next country, which is New Zealand and Australia. I'm going to club them together because they are working together on similar kind of rules. So I'll tell you what they are doing. New Zealand and Australia, they've not yet decided this. It is not yet finalized. However, they are talking about opening up the borders only to international students, subject to the students quarantining for 14 days in an accommodation that is provided by the university or the college, and then starting the course in university. You have to understand what New Zealand has done. They had 4 levels of lockdown. They were level 4, which was the highest level. They were at level 3. They are currently on level 2, which means students have been allowed to go back to university and start their programs. Okay, so that's the second link in the chat box, the RNZ link that says that New Zealand is going to open borders only for international students. Now, they've not yet decided on doing it for the July intake. We have to wait maybe till June to get those rules in as to when they will open, which countries are they going to open it for. It's going to be a staggered opening of borders. However, we can still make our applications for July intake, for October, November intake, for whichever program, whichever university you're wanting to apply to. So please do not hold back on your applications. We can make conditional admissions because if you're not able to do your IELTS or PT, we can make conditional admissions to the universities, and they will accept. They are processing. They are issuing the offer letters for the July and September intakes, and the November and even the January and February 2021 intakes. Okay, so we continue making the application, and we just wait for rules on when borders will open up. But they are definitely sure they are going to open borders not for tourists but for international students, subject to students quarantining. Now we've already got information from various universities and colleges saying that they are going to provide the 14 days of admission of quarantine in their premises at their cost. Okay, so you have to join your course 14 days in advance so that you can keep to that rule of 14 days and then start your course in university, right? Okay, so let me, yeah, that was the Canada rule, which says flexibility in post-graduation work permit. You can read that link. So at the end, it says PGWP will not, eligibility will not be affected for international students whose fall 2020 courses will be done online. Okay, so they are very clear about that rule. So that's the rule there, where up to you can complete up to 50%. Let me just scroll that for you. Students in this situation may begin their classes outside Canada and complete up to 50% of the program via distance learning if they cannot travel to Canada sooner, if you read that. Okay, the link is in the chat box, so you can read it at length later. I will share the link for New Zealand. Yeah, international students may be allowed into New Zealand before borders open. So, we have to figure out ways to take flights, charter flights and stuff. All of those arrangements and things are being worked out. But international students will be allowed before borders open for the rest of the tourist and business community and everybody. Okay, and now you have to understand that they're mainly doing it because they want to keep their universities running, they want to keep their research funding running, and the students from India, China, and the rest of Asia and the world are going to be the beneficiaries of this, right? I will jump back to my presentation. Okay, now what is the UK doing? The UK has not yet decided or made many changes to it as of now. However, they are already talking, there are various UK universities who are talking about postponing the September intake to October or November. Okay, so all September intakes, if students are not able to travel, the borders do not open. The UK is going to make changes to their programs to start either in October or November. We've already got a couple of students who've got the September intake offer, have been told to be ready to come in November. See, so the way this works, it will not affect your program. So the way it will work is usually when you start in September, you get December and January off because of the Christmas and the winter holidays in the UK. So what they will do is they will delay the intake by 2 months, but they will have you study in December and January without taking the break. So then they basically make up for the time that is lost because of travel. If in case you're still not able to travel by November, we will wait for new rules to come out. But as of now, the UK is considering postponing the intake from September right up till November. Okay, so that is, so I've covered Canada, I've covered New Zealand, I've covered Australia, and I've covered the UK. Let me tell you about some of the universities that you can study in Canada. Now, if you're from Mumbai, in all probability, you're looking to do a postgraduate program. You can do, even if there are certain rules with regard to Canada. You have to have certain gap rules. There are certain academic requirements, English requirements. There are various things. These are some of the university colleges in Canada that you can go to apply under SDS. SDS is the student direct stream, but the admission or the visa approval rates are much higher as compared to the others. If you do not do it under SDS, where you pay your full first year fee and you pay your GIC and you get to do study under SDS. Those are the top colleges in Canada. These are top universities in Canada: Waterloo, Trent, University of Regina, University of Canada West has got a very good MBA program, and they are very happy to conduct your programs online with the 50%. It's you have to understand, because we are all in the same boat. Universities also are making major changes to the way they deliver content and deliver the program. So we are fortunate to be having such situations getting adapted to this COVID-19 circumstance, and we have to take advantage of it. Okay, Royal Roads University, Brock University, Algoma. There are various universities. I couldn't put everything on a single slide, but these are just some of the top universities that we represent that you can connect to us to apply to Canada. These are universities in New Zealand. There are 8 universities in New Zealand, all of them in the top 300 in the world. The University of Auckland is ranked 83 in the world. Recent ranking was 78. Victoria is in the top 200. All of the others are in the top 300 in the world. Okay, various kinds of programs: master's degrees, research masters, postgraduate diplomas, bachelor's degrees, and various all fields under the sun. Okay, right from business to IT to engineering to project management, all of it There's no course that you cannot do. The beauty of studying abroad is you can pick what you want to do in life and study that program. Unlike in India, where we are forced to take a certain kind of BCom or BA or BMS or certain kind of engineering. Over there, they are vocational. They are what are called applied courses. By applied, I mean practical. So you can pick your course from a career perspective and then do your study. So you will find courses that are very specific. Like there are degrees in digital marketing. Okay, there are masters of business in digital business. We still do not have a master's degree in Mumbai University in digital marketing, but you can do a digital marketing master's degree in all of these countries. That's the beauty of studying abroad. Yeah, that is just an example. There are various examples right across. Like in engineering, also there are degrees in building technicians. Okay, or there are degrees in quantity surveying. Here they form a larger part of a civil engineering degree, but every specialization, you can pick up specialization and study that. That's the beauty of studying abroad. This slide gives you some universities in Australia. Some of them are in the group of 8, but most of them again in the top 300, top 400 in the world. Australian National University, University of Sydney, these are both in the top 100 in the world. Griffith in Brisbane, Charles Darwin, Deakin University, and all of these universities are having provisions for having students come in, quarantine for 14 days, and then start. Okay, let me talk to you about the UK. So universities in the UK, they're all in and around London, away from London. Kingston University is in London, Cardiff is in Wales, Huddersfield is in Manchester, UW's Bristol is in Bristol. It's about 1.5 hours from London. The University of Law is probably the highest ranked law school in the world. They've got prime ministers and presidents studying over there and become prime ministers and presidents as part of their alumni. Liverpool, John Moores, West London, very popular with Indian students because of the number of Indian students already studying there. You probably have a friend or a family member studying in London. Yeah, these are just some of the universities that we represent. Okay, now what are the changes that universities have done with regard to English requirements? As you may all know, you need a 6 band in IELTS if you want to do a bachelor's degree or a diploma, with not less than 6 in each if you're going to Canada, or 5.5 if you're going to the other countries, or a 15 PT or a 79 in TOEFL. If you're going for a master's degree or postgraduate diploma, you need a 6.5 with 58 or 58 in PT or 92 in TOEFL. Now because we are not able to go out and give our test here in India, and I think Mumbai is going to be sometime till we open up. I know Punjab has already started testing since yesterday, and Delhi has started testing since yesterday. However, unfortunately, Mumbai is going to take some more time, at least for a month. We will not be able to go out and give tests. Hence, what have universities done? They are allowing Duolingo, which is an app-based test. It's not very expensive. It only costs $49 to apply for the test, and you can do the test. TOEFL has launched a special home edition, and IELTS indicator is the IELTS test at home. So you can check with us which universities are applying, which are accepting which requirements. So we've got changes made to this also because of COVID-19. Yeah, IELTS indicator, TOEFL, and special home edition and Duolingo can be done from your home. You do not have to go to a center. There are certain requirements in terms of your computer system, in terms of your verification of your ID. You can get in touch with us to understand what are those, and most importantly, which universities are accepting which requirements. Almost all of Canada is accepting the Duolingo. Most of the UK is accepting IELTS indicator and TOEFL. Australia and New Zealand is a little slow on coming out with that, but they are in the process of getting approved, the IELTS and the TOEFL, as well as the Duolingo. Okay. Let me tell you another thing about what other things that countries have done for students who are already there. Okay, including students who went in the January and February intake to Australia and New Zealand, and students who went in September for and January to the UK and Canada. All students who were, you understand, students get 20 hours per week work right while they are studying. All of these countries changed that to allow students to work full time if they were working in essential services, mainly in retail and delivery services. Okay, so I had so many of our students taking advantage of that, where they were working in a retail store or something, and or they were employed in something or the other, some industry or the other, but there were so many requirements for people to get get into essential services, and so countries allowed students to work full time, 40 hours and even more. So students took advantage of that and were working and making money during this time. Of course, they have the highest levels of sanitation, the highest levels of protection. We cannot even imagine those levels of protection coming to India, but students were taken care of, and they were also able to work. For those who couldn't work, okay, or for those who did not have a job when they went there, or at the time the lockdown started, all countries have supported students with grants. Uh, there are various stories you will read and you will see them online with regard to students getting a certain amount of dollars per week, a certain amount of dollars per month to pay their rents, to get their food. A lot of rentals, especially student accommodations, campus accommodations, the rents were waived off in the last 2 months. In Australia and New Zealand, in Canada, rentals were waived off. Okay, so students were allowed to stay for free during this lockdown period because they're not able to work part-time and pay for it. So all of these kind of things were taken care of students. Australia was a little hesitant on doing that, but they ultimately came out and they did support students. Also, the Indian embassies in all of these countries. I know the Indian embassy in Auckland and Wellington, they was distributing food packets, dry food, cooked food to Indians all over the country. Yeah, so all of these things were being done by people there. I've had students' parents tell me, I wish my kid had already gone there because they would have probably been a lot more safer and better off there than they are in India. But that's the reason why we go overseas. Okay, I will very quickly take you to this slide. Why do you need a consultant? I know a lot of you try to apply by yourselves and then contact a consultant. You need a consultant for two main reasons. One is career counseling to guide you on the correct path, based on what is your background, your academic, your work background, and you want to be in the on the right track. We are experienced. We know what students have been doing, how industries work there, how economies work in these countries. So we'll guide you on the right path. A lot of you are looking to work and migrate. What are your pathways to PR? What are your pathways to migration? We will guide you on all of those things. That's career counseling. We also have updated information on courses, application deadlines. We are experts with the visa. So all of these things come as part of the bundle offer that consultants offer you. Okay, so you're always better off coming to a consultant, getting yourself counseled, and getting your application streamlined. We have a lot of students, like I said, who have taken 3 or 6 months just to try to make an application. But when they come to a consultant, it's sorted out in 10 days. So because we are experts, we have the experience, and that's why you need a consultant. Okay, a lot of information sometimes is not updated directly, but consultants have first-hand information from universities. So that's why you need a consultant. What do you look for in choosing your study abroad consultant? Yeah, look at the consultant's previous history. You can find a lot about them on Google, reviews, testimonies, uh, and even after you've spoken with your consultant on the phone, or you met them and got counsel at the office, how satisfied are you? You can rate those, compare them with other consultants, and then ultimately choose your consultant. For me, these are the two important things that you need to know. Uh, I want to share a couple of our testimonies with you. The link of our success stories is there on the uh, on the chat. Please Please look at that. Let me just play for you a video of one of our students who went abroad, and she gave us this testimonial. Yeah, I hope you can all see it.
Hi, I'm Riya Sutaria. I'm from Nagpur. I'm going for my level 8 diploma in New Zealand at Prince College, and I love the experience with AVF consultancy. They are the best. The process was as smooth as it could be. The people are very good. They don't let the stress reach you. They take all the stress for you, and it's definitely recommended for whoever wants to go and study outside. I just had a dream and I typed on Google. Their consultancy was the first that came up, and I was here that very day. And since that day, everything has been as smooth as possible. It's been a roller coaster ride, but I had nothing to worry because I had such good people who were taking all the efforts. So definitely thumbs up, big thumbs up. Everyone should go through them. So thank you, and yeah, thanks.
Okay.
I'm Samoy Rosario and I'm going to New Zealand to study baking and pastry at EIT. I remember the first time I came here and I was also confused about the entire process of how to go about going abroad and studying and everything. And Alvito sir did explain to me everything so well, so detailed, and I just knew I had to come here and I knew everything would go smoothly. They helped me with everything right from the admission, even before the admission, deciding the colleges and everything. They helped me with the application and getting the admission, the offer letter, everything, even all the visa process, all the complicated documents, everything that you have to submit. They are very understanding. They explain to you everything so well, and they help you to they make sure that the process goes smoothly. And now I got my visa. I'll be going in Feb, and everything is done so well. So thank you to the entire team. You were really very helpful and in helping me make this dream a success.
Okay, I'm sorry about Zoom has got bandwidth issues and stuff. So if you were not able to hear that well, but those are just a couple of students of ours who give us testimonies once they go. So this is a very funny poll. If you want to take it by yourselves. Which is the best country to study abroad? UK, Australia, New Zealand, Canada. I couldn't fit somewhere in Europe, like Germany and stuff, or any of the above. Okay, I'm done with my presentation. I will go to the chat room to look for questions. If you have questions, please you can unmute yourself and ask me directly, or you can just put it in the chat and I will try to access it. Let me see, how do I access that? Yeah, but that is all I had to say for now. Please, you can unmute yourself and ask me a question, or just drop in your email ID. You have all our coordinates. I put the coordinates on for our social media. You can go onto our website, drop in an inquiry, and talk to us. We will connect to you the moment we are able to sort out all other students and get to you. It doesn't take us more than a day to respond to your inquiries. Yeah, we are located in Mumbai and Goregaon. You can, once lockdown is over, come over and meet us. And yeah, I just want to say thank you for attending this webinar. Stay connected, stay safe. Most important, I know it's a little extended lockdown. We are all having anxiety, but things will pass. Okay, things will pass. It doesn't. This is not gonna be the end of our aspirations for our careers. So thank you again. Please unmute yourself if you have a question. And I will try to answer to you immediately. We have another 5 or 10 minutes, but I think that's all I had to. That's all I had to talk. Thank you so much.
I have a question.
Yes.
So the universities that were mentioned, are they for the bachelor's degree too for
Yeah,
New Zealand?
yes, they are for bachelor's degree, master's degrees, diplomas, research masters. Yes, all of them. If you're as long
So
as
bachelor's, yes,
as
yes,
long
yes.
as long as you've got a 12th, you're a 12th student pass, you can apply to a bachelor's degree. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
My name is Gautam.
Yes, got him.
Is Duolingo accepted by Canada Embassy? Is Duolingo English test?
Yes, Duolingo is being accepted only for fall 2020 and for Jan 2021. They only for these next two intakes, not for further intakes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Anil, I think you have a question.
Yeah, thank you.
We will keep you updated on all these things. Stay connected to our social media. Stay connected to us on my personal phone is always available. You can see how our students testify to it. And those of you who already connect to us, my phone is always available. Jency and Julie, who you would have connected to earlier, have their phones are always available. If we miss a call, you'll always get a call back. So we will keep you updated as much as possible on your on updates that are happening. Yeah.
Can you just tell me a brief, like, how do I get a scholarship? Like, just a brief information about it.
So scholarships are mainly with regard to your academic uh, background and how much you score. Different universities, different countries have different requirements. There are some scholarships that are standard, we have so many students. In the last year, we had 10 students get a scholarship to go to Lincoln University, $10,000 scholarships. Okay, that's 5 lakh rupees just by getting of a 65% in their last year of their bachelor's degree. Victoria University in Wellington, if you have more than 70% in all the 3 years or 4 years of your degree, you qualify for a $10,000 scholarship. There are scholarships in Canada, in the UK. There are various requirements. So depending on what you're applying for and for your particular program, we will accordingly guide you. Yeah, but we never miss a scholarship. Okay, we make sure your fees come down to as little as possible to make it as affordable as possible.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, so I have a couple of questions. Do you deal with German universities? Yes, we do deal with German universities and other European universities, mainly Germany, France, Spain. We also do Germany subsidized education, though that is a very, very difficult thing to get. You have to have an 85 to 87% minimum to start to get into German universities, but paid education in English is also accepted. All the University of UK have delayed September intake to October. Not all. We are still waiting. You have to understand the UK is still in lockdown. Yeah. New Zealand has come out of lockdown, so we are getting information flowing. Australia has come out of lockdown, so information is flowing. The UK is still under lockdown because their cases are still increasing, but we are expecting to get this by June. For those who are holding offers for the September intake, you have to understand your CAS has to be applied for 3 months before your intake date, which means if let's say your intake starts on the 15th of September, your CAS has to be applied for on the 15th of June. So I think by that time we will have some direction on where the intake is headed. Yes, but they've not already done it officially, like I said in the presentation, but they are doing it. They've already indicated that they are going to be postponing it. Yeah, Duolingo is accepted by Canada Embassy. Yes, definitely. They are. See, we don't know when our university is going to open. Now, if you see, Italy has already come out of lockdown, though subject to certain restrictions, etc. So just stay connected. Stay connected to us. We will keep you updated on what's happening. Germany is not yet opened up, so we will keep you updated. Do we need to pay any fees at beginning or end of process? No, AVF does not charge you a dime. We do charge you for Germany if you want to do the subsidized education, but I will not charge you till I am absolutely sure we are going to get you into subsidized education. Yeah, that's because we don't do that. We assure you that you'll get your admission and then take a fee from you. Till then, we don't, and we don't want to take it till we know that we are going to make you successfully put you in the country. And for New Zealand, Canada, Australia, UK, US, we don't charge a fee. Unless you're in a really bad situation where I charged a fee. A student had 5 visa declines and he came to me and you're saying you have to get me the visa. I didn't charge him a fee. I said, if you give me, if you get your visa, you think about it. And he wanted to pay me a fee. I didn't take it, but he did get his visa, even though he got declined 5 times before. Yeah, we don't like charging fees. See, we are approved by the governments of New Zealand, Canada. We've got our certificates in place. You'll see that on our website in the office displayed. So we get remunerated by universities and governments there. We don't charge fees here. We don't like to do that. Yes. We still have people joining in. Any other questions? Does somebody want to unmute yourself and ask a question? So I hope I've given you some hope on what is happening with the situation. Yeah, we are going to a difficult situation, but things are changing. Immigration rules are changing. Students are given preference over other travelers in terms of borders opening. So please stay connected. We will definitely be having better updates coming to you, and I think this should all pan out. See,
I have one question.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I wanted to know what is the difference between IELTS and IELTS indicator. Is there actual difference?
No, the IELTS is the face-to-face, or when you go to a center. The IELTS indicator is an online test you take at home.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a online test you take at home. That's the difference that is being made now. So there are certain universities that are accepting IELTS indicator. So you need to check which particular ones are. You can connect to
All
us to understand that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes. So like I was saying, there's a lot of changes happening and they're not going to be good till the vaccine comes out. We are not going to be back to normal. Hopefully we'll get a vaccine and we'll all get vaccinated and then life will be back to normal. But definitely things, rules are going to get adjusted. I just read yesterday, New Zealand changed major rules towards the skilled migrant category PR visas to make it more, because they are anticipating lesser people coming to the country. So they have made it more attractive for people to come to New Zealand to apply for permanent residency through the study route. So all of these things are going to change over the next few months. So you have to, if you're aspirational and you're looking to go abroad and settle, to study and settle and work, this is the right time. We have to take advantage of what rules are being put out.
Sir, I have a question for you.
Yeah, sure.
Would you prefer to do your masters in an English-speaking country or a non-English speaking country, and why?
It is up to you. What masters do you want to do, and which other countries are you talking about? Are you referring to?
No, basically just English-speaking and non-English speaking. I have got admit from many universities in France as well as in UK and one of the universities in Canada as well. And now basically I want to know whether it is better to go with an English-speaking country or a non-English speaking country. That's the only thing I want.
You have to look at now. Obviously, English is the more dominant language all over the world. Yeah, French is being spoken in France and Switzerland and a little bit of Europe and some parts of Canada and Quebec, but not nowhere else. But English is being spoken everywhere. So if you have a degree that you've completed in English in Canada, it's valid in the US, it's valid in the UK, in Canada, in New Zealand, and Australia, because those are English-speaking countries.
My degree would be in English itself, but the only thing is, my degree in France would be in English itself. It won't be in French, right?
Yeah. So your question was whether you go to a non-English speaking country. There's a lot of French being spoken. I can tell you one thing. If you want to be working in France, you have to know French. So even though your degree is being run in English, from experience, I can tell you, if you want to integrate into their corporate culture, you have to know French. Yeah, don't expect to not know French and get a good job. You're not going to do that. So please, so even if it's not a requirement, please learn French during the time that you're studying or before you go, so that you land a good jobs. That's my sincere advice. But to answer your question, even a French degree is accepted everywhere else in the world. So there's no reason
Yeah,
why.
I've got admit from Schema, Audencia, Neoma, Kedge, Rennes,
Yeah.
Lancaster, Imperial, Hult, and
Okay.
in Canada, I've got admit from Queens.
Okay. Okay, so you're still deciding on where to go. Why don't you connect to us privately, and I will counsel you. Yeah, I'll be happy to talk to you.
Yeah, sure. Actually, I'm thinking to defer my admit now for 2021.
Yeah.
Due to the condition.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to actually I don't want to actually throw 1 year over here in India and waste 1 year of my experience in a foreign country. I don't want to do that because it will actually help me integrate over there in that culture. I don't want to do that.
You see, you never know when you're going to go there, so you don't want to be sitting back here. Start the program. If the country allows you to start online, start online. At some point you're going to go there. I have a student who is doing a 3-semester program in New Zealand. Now, New Zealand, you have to be in the country for more than 42 weeks to get the post-study 3 years visa. His program is about a 62-week program. So I told him, do 1 semester a year. Okay, even so, you start now in July, you run the semester till November. If in January you're not able, because the next semester will start in January. If in January you're not able to go, you defer the semester. You don't have to start your second semester in January online. You can start it next year in January, but start, okay? Because you will lose out on 6 months, 8 months, because what if everything turns around? What if we have a vaccine by September and then borders open up, you're ready? Then you're getting left out, right? Because everybody's already gone there. And universities are not going to be able to handle the traffic that will come at one shot. So if you're at the top of the line, please get on top of the line. Don't wait for something that, because if you're going to wait, rest assured you're going to wait for at least another 2 years because of the load that is already there in terms of applications. Yeah. Yes, there's a very nice question. Can we get conditional offer before we clear English exam for Canada? Canada usually only accepts applications with an IELTS or your English requirement. However, they've made that exception now again. Okay, we are getting offer letters that are conditional offer letters from Canada for the first time in the history of Canadian education. So you can apply for Canada universities and colleges without an IELTS because they know that you're not able to take the IELTS. However, everyone in Canada is accepting the Duolingo. The Duolingo is a very simple exam. It's just $49, which is 1/3 the fee of an IELTS. You can take it and apply for your course. Yeah, the exam is less than 2 hours long. I've taken it myself, and it's easy to score. Yeah, and get the required scores. You need a 115 to qualify to a postgraduate or a master's degree in Canada or anywhere else. Yes, thanks for that question.
Yes. Is New Zealand asking for IELTS exam too?
Yeah, we can apply for conditional offers for New Zealand. New Zealand always gives you conditional offers. So even if you've not done your IELTS, you can definitely make an application now. Yeah, they're still accepting applications for July and October intakes. So if July you're not able to go, you can start online. Or if they open up the borders to students and you're able to travel, then well and good. Yeah, but you can still do your application right now. Don't wait for it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, do we have any more questions? I will introduce my team to you very quickly. My name is Alvito Fernandez. You will, if you see the website, you will see a lot of students mentioning my name. Julie Panchal is going to be your first point of contact when you inquire with us to study. Julie is the one who's calling you, or if you call, she's probably picking your phone and taking information from you, the information we need to advise you. Now we are doing phones. I mean, we are doing counseling on phone, obviously, or through video calls. But once you come into the office, then you will meet Jency. She will be your first point of contact for counseling. getting to understand your profile, giving you the right advice. And me, of course, I'm very, very passionate about counseling. I like to see students succeed. I tell my students from 2011 and 12, they are all in contact with me till today. And whenever they tell me, oh, I got an increment, I got my PR, my wife came and she got a job, or my kid got into school, those are the texts and messages that I live for. So I'm very passionate to know that you're doing well. And that's where my counseling comes in from. Yeah. And we are well aware. I'm well connected. I travel enough to understand what's happening. We have the pulse of economies, the pulse of careers and stuff. So I will share all of that experience with you when I counsel you.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I am a civil engineer.
Yes.
And looking for a master's in Canada. So would you please suggest me which course is suitable for me?
Can I take your inquiry offline, because it's an individual inquiry, and I will definitely talk to you. Yeah, but you can do a master's in civil engineering. Most civil engineers go for construction management or quantity surveying, because that's the high demand profession. Yeah.
Actually, my current job is a quantity surveyor. So
okay.
I'm
Yeah.
just looking for the same.
Yeah. So you can do a master's in that, or a diploma in that, or construction management or construction project management. It's a very high demand profession. Jobs are readily available. Yes, please connect to us through an email or our phone numbers or our social media, and we will get back to you, and I will counsel you. I'll be happy to talk to you.
But sir, I completed my engineering in 2008, so there is lots of gap in between.
No, yeah, that's no problem. As long as you go for a master's degree, there's no gap issue. You cannot go into a PG diploma or a graduate certificate because they have gap issues, though we've successfully sent students with more than 5 years gap. But we will talk to you. Yeah, as long as your academics qualify you, we will be able to do your application. Okay, I'm just going to put our cell phone numbers in the chat.
Okay.
So you can contact us. I put our social media coordinates at the top of the chat box where the links are. Please connect on those. This is the last number is the number that I will pick for you.
Can you please send me the link?
Yeah, so these are our mobile numbers. Please make a note of that. Connect to us. The first number 99202, you'll get Julie. 9449656, you'll get Jency. And the last number is my number.
98334
420
98334 420 98334
0909.
0909.
Yeah, so that's a number that I will pick up and I will talk to you. Yeah, please connect on that.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. If you're not able to pick, because I know I'm going to get a lot of calls and emails, but we will definitely call you back or respond to you. Our email ID is here. I'm just going to type it in.
I got an email from your side. Can I use this?
Yes, you can use that. I'm just going to put a couple of our email IDs. Yes, so those are our email IDs. You can connect to us through that too.
Okay, sir. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay, do we have any more questions?
I just want to know about which cities are cheapest for education.
I'm sorry.
My financial condition is not good. Actually, my financial condition is not good, so I'm just looking for the university which are very cheap.
Okay.
Tuition fees are very less.
I will talk to you. I will talk to you about it. Yes, we will talk. We will talk privately of that. Yeah, we definitely will help you and try to figure out a way.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, there is obviously, because as international students, universities take fees, but there are scholarships that you can apply. There are loans that you can apply. We also help you with getting yourself a loan. A lot of students take education loans. You understand, education loans don't have to be paid from day one, like you pay a home loan or a personal loan. They have to be paid after you complete your studies and 6 months after that. So you're looking at 2.5 years to starting repayment of your loan. We will help you get education loans, and 95% of students going abroad, you will not believe it, but 95% of students going abroad are going on an education loan. Those are statistics that you'll find on Indian government information.
Okay, so I will contact you personally
Yeah.
after
Sure.
this lockdown.
Sure.
Let's see meet your office.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, you're welcome. So so if you go back to the top, our social media coordinates are there. Our email ID I've given, our phone numbers are there. Please connect to us.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Do we have any more? Yeah, do we have any more questions? Yeah, I think that is it. I'm not going to hold you up. I want to thank everybody for joining.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure. Yes.
Just one last question. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my name is Riaz and I'm 36 now. I have completed my graduation, that is a BA, in the year 2005. Okay. Now, if I want to pursue studies now, if I want to go on a student visa,
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, will that be possible?
Yes. Yes. So it is possible. You're not obviously eligible for all countries, but a country like New Zealand, yes, possible. A country like Canada, though difficult, yes, possible.
I'm specifically looking for Canada.
Yes, it's possible. So we'll take a look at your profile. We've sent 40-year-olds also to Canada. We've sent 45-year-olds to New Zealand successfully. They're doing very well. So we'll take a look at your profile. Yes, it's possible. Even the UK is possible, though difficult. But yes, definitely possible. I've not personally done it, but a friend of mine has sent a 53-year-old to New Zealand. So you can study at any time, as long as you have a good reason why you want to study, and you can make a good statement of purpose. You handle the visa interview well. Canada does not have visa interviews, hence your statement of purpose has to be good. So if you're able to tell me your reasons for going abroad, we understand you, we counsel you correctly. We make a good statement of purpose and make the application. Yeah, and obviously you have to qualify to the university or the course that you want to study. Yeah, Riaz, please, thanks for your question. Please connect to us on any of those phone numbers or email IDs, and or you can just drop in your number privately to us. We'll connect to you.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so we are. Yeah, it's been almost an hour. I'm going to say thank you, guys. You've been with me and bearing with me for 1 hour. Thank you for listening. I hope I've been able to give you something positive during this time with regard to your study overseas. Stay connected to us for more updates. Please contact us for inquiries, like some of you have already done, and we will respond to you. Take care and stay safe. Keep to the lockdown rules. Just to take care of yourselves and your families and your near and dear ones and the country as a whole. That's the only contribution we can make to the country, is staying safe ourselves. Yeah. Goodbye. And